Alright, welcome back to another video in chapter 7. Guys, now I'm moving to the second part of the chapter, which is to calculate the monthly food cost. To calculate the monthly food cost, you have to first learn on how to calculate the employee meals. To calculate the employee meals cost, because we have a few costing method or a few calculation methods for employee meals, and I will go into one by one, because employee meals are supposed not to be food costs. It is not food cost, it is actually labor cost. So you need to calculate properly your employee meals. Employee meals is actually benefit to labor, so it becomes labor cost, and after you have calculated properly, you will minus from the monthly food cost. So there are four methods or four techniques on how to determine the cost of employee meals. Number one is cost of separate issues. Guys, what is cost of separate issues? Remember the word issuing? Issuing means taking out food from the store. So you will, in this method or in this technique, you don't have any calculation. You just need the proper record. You have to have the separate issue or separate issues between food for sales and food for employee meals. So you will use different requisition form. Remember, whenever the chef want to get food from the storage, they have to fill up the requisition form. So you will have two different form for the two different use. One requisition form is for food production for sales, which is you want to sell food to customers, and you will have one form that is separate that you use to request raw material to prepare employee meals. So this one doesn't involve calculation. It is just that you have to have proper record, and then you total up at the end of the month, and then you minus from the total food cost. So remember, method number one is not in the exam calculation. This one is you have to have the proper record of issuing food from the store. Number two is prescribed amount per meal per employee. Prescribed amount per meal per employee. Guys, what does it mean? Let us go straight to the example. I give you example over here. In Munira Bistro, employees were served 337 lunches and 381 dinners in March. So in the month of March, total of this number of lunch and also this number of dinner was served to the employees. Food cost is credited RM 70 cents per meal for lunch and 1 ringgit and 10 cents for dinner. So 1 unit of lunch, one lunch is 70 cents. The cost of preparing lunch for one employee is 70 cents. The cost of preparing one dinner for one employee is 1 ringgit and 10 cents. So you just multiply 337 lunches times 70 cents. The total is 235.90 ringgit. Sorry, 235.9 ringgit. So 381 dinners times or multiply by 1 ringgit 10 cents. Total is 419.1 ringgit. The total cost of employee meals for March is 6 ringgit 55. I guess this one is very clear and simple. Now, number two method is prescribed amount per period. Prescribed amount per period means you have the fixed amount for one period. So in Azizul Steakhouse, the chef was directed to prepare food for the employees at the cost of not exceeding 25 ringgit per day. So chef have to whatever means that the chef use, cost of employee meals cannot more than 25 ringgit per day, regardless the number of employees fed. So doesn't matter the number is higher or lower, the cost of producing food for employee meals is only 25 ringgit per day. Guys, this one is cost. Maybe you think, hey, why this is so small, 25 ringgit for all employees? This is cost, not price. Cost only for the employee meals. So in February, the restaurant was open 6 days in a week, but closed on Mondays. So February have like how many weeks? February have like 4 weeks, 28 days, right? 28 days means 4 weeks. So in 1 week, it opens like 6 days. So 6 days times 4 weeks, there are 24 days in February. So 25 ringgit per day times 24 days in February. So the total amount of food cost for employee is 600. So that is also very simple. I think this one is very simple also, how to calculate your employee meals. Next, sales value multiplied by cost percent. This is a little bit tricky to understand, but this one is very simple to calculate. In Marziana Cafe, employees are required to record their food selection on checks and to enter the menu price next to each selection. The total sales value of employee meals in September was 7826.95. In recent months, the food cost percent has averaged 35%. So calculation is very simple. Total amount that is recorded by the employee, total amount of the employee records for meal is 7826.95 times 35% average food cost. So the food cost is here, 2739.43. Guys, I just would like to explain how is the situation. In this number 4 method, it is actually employees go to the restaurant. They go to the restaurant and they record down what they take for meal. And they record down this one to enter the menu. They have to record their food selection and also record the menu price. So they record whatever they take, and they record the price of the food that they take from the restaurant. So the total value, you can actually omit this one, sales. Never mind. You just omit the word sales. The total value at the end of the month, when you calculate the price, the total value of people eat in the restaurant is this number, 7826.95. This is the total price of food that employees eat in your restaurant. They eat what the customers eat. So this is the value. And if you want to know the food cost, remember how to calculate food cost? Sales, this is actually sales value. Why this one is sales value? They eat the same food like how the customers eat. They eat what customers eat. So this is the sales suppose you get in the restaurant, but this become the food to your employees. So this sales value, that's why they call it sales, times food cost of the month. Food cost of the month is 0.35. So this one is food cost percent of the month. So sales times food cost percent, you will get food cost. This is the formula that we learned from the beginning of the semester. Sales times food cost percent will get food cost of the meal. So this is the food cost for employees meal, 2739.43. So you will minus this number, this 2000 plus, from the monthly food cost. Guys, I see you in the next video.